Okay, so in this tutorial, I want to show you how I was using Comix to teach English. So we have this site which is called makebelievecomics.com. I went to the space called home, and after going to the space called home, I was working on it a few weeks ago on a comic. So it showed the comic I was doing, right, with the different sections. Okay, so if you want to, you can work online with your students and then ask them to print or send you through email the comic. But if you want them to do so, you can also ask them to open their own account and sign in. In my case, I have my own account, so I'm gonna log in. And once you're in, well, it will tell you your basic information, the comics you have already saved, etc. Right? So it seems we're there. Okay, so now we're going to start a new comic. So I'm going to click here on start all over in order to do a new comic. I'm going to start a new comic. So what do you have to do? Basically, you click on the box. You already are in number 1. You click on the box. You can have starters if you want. You can use starters. You have characters, Comix Diary. You have other types of starters, pet words, balloon prompts or word bubbles, objects, masks, background colors, give me words, etc. So I'm gonna only teach you like the basic things you would need to make your own comic. So what you would first probably want to use is a scenario. So let's say that you click on this one, this option of scenarios. So you're gonna get different types of scenarios, right? So for example, I want this one of a city, and I don't want it only in one. I probably want it in a couple of them. So I'm gonna click on it. Let's say I want to add more pages. I click in the plus symbol here next to the different boxes. We have a maximum of 18 panels. So what you have to do is just basically click on the box, choose, for example, here I want to change scenario. I click here, you click on it to have a new scenario. Okay, it's very easy, extremely easy. You only have to be careful when you choose everything, right? For example, here I'm going out, I'm going back, then I'm gonna go with characters. I click on the character that I want. There are different characters here. Since in the US they're in election time, you have Donald Trump now, so you click on one character and you're gonna find different like drawings of that same character that was just made. So for example, I'm going to add him to this box. I already clicked on it, so I click on him. So there I have him. I wanted him to be a little bit smaller. So here I click on him, I click on scale, and I have this button to make him bigger or smaller, and I can move him. Oh, sorry, I have to click here, move. I moved him to one side. I can turn him around. If I click on him, I can turn him around. Or, for example, if I want to eliminate, I just click on delete and I eliminate him. I'm going to use him now. So let's see. I'm going to make him a little bit smaller, as I said. After I make him small, I'm going to go back to choose a different character we're going to use him in a couple of boxes here. So for example, I want him in this box. So I'm going to choose this one and maybe this one here. I'm not going to do the full comic, but I am going to give you like the example of it. So this is more like a demo for you. Okay, I'm choosing now a new character, this woman over here, and I'm going to choose her like he's making campaign with her. She's looking at another side, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is turn her around. I click on her and I click on this option. I click on her again and she turns around, right? Now I'm going to scale her a little bit. this. I click out, I click on move. Now I go, well, we're gonna need her in another one. So let's see. I'm gonna choose this block. I want her to. I make her turn around. Okay, so now that we have characters in the comic, we're going to add some prompts or balloons, right? So for example, I'm gonna choose, you have different sizes and different forms of them. So for example, you can have the next day, type here, they are here, type your own. Okay, for example, I want to use this one. And I want to write here, one day in elections time in the US. Okay, but this is not my first line and I want to move it, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, okay, so one day in elections in the US, right? So I'm going to eliminate this panel. I'm going to click here on this box and I'm going to click on the minus symbol because I'm not going to use that one. So remove panel. Yes, I removed it. Okay, so now one day in elections time in the US, I go down again. I'm going to look for the bubble. Here's the different types of bubbles we have. I want to use this one, for example. Too big. I'm going to eliminate it. Choose another one. Let's see, a smaller one. You have to choose the right orientation of it because their size and things can vary how things are seen, right? For example, this one, I'm going to bring it to the front, bring to front, so I can, when I move this other one, wait, this one, I want to move it to back. So I'm clicking on it. Here's in the front and this one. Okay, good. And I'm going to write here, hi, ma'am. Who are you voting for? Okay, so there's an example. There you have the prompt. Okay, so as you can see here, we have like the first of the panels made, and you can go on with the rest following the same type of instructions. And when you're finished, you basically go here to print or email. So you're gonna have all the panels shown, and you can write the name of your comics. And let's say the name of this comics is elections. And then here, my name is Daniel Marquez. And then you can choose if you want to save it online. I'm going to save it online, for example. Okay, I already saved it. And here are the instructions, right? You can check it, review your comics. If you want to make a change, click on go back and edit, right? So you have the option of going back. If you want to save it, you can print or save the image of your comic to keep share. New, you can save your comics online to edit later with a free optional account. So you can print it or save it to your hard drive or to your desktop, and or you can update, right? Or if you don't want to print it, you might want to send an email, right? You write your email, the email of the recipient, and your name, your email and the email of the recipient, and you can email your comics, right? So, for example, in the end, a comic would be like this one. This one is one that Emilio Galindo did in 4th grade to talk about describing with the senses. It was a speaking lesson and it was a way of internalizing the target language, right? So how does an ocean sound? It probably sounds like stillness and silence. How does a shark feel? I think a shark feels powerful. What does ocean water taste like? It probably tastes like salt or of salt. What does the sunset in the ocean look like? I think it is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. Okay, so that's basically our tutorial on how to use make believe comics, and also a way of innovating English in school in fourth grade. Take care. Bye.